name is Zuraida.
My name is Meisya Ekowati.
And my name is Nur Iza Fatmawati.
We will present about how to reading, presenting and interpreting line chart, P chart, table and also bar chart. Okay, let's start. The graph gives information about Burnaby Public Library between 2011 and 2014. It shows how many library books people read over this 4-year period. As can be seen from the graph, there were different trends for men and women. The number of books read by men increased steadily between 2011 and 2012, from about 3,000 to 4,000. After that, the number rose dramatically to 14,000 books in 2014. This was the highest figure in the period. Women start off reading more books than men, but their numbers follow a different pattern. Between 2011 and 2012, there was an increase of 3,000 from 5,000 books to 8,000 books, and then a gradual rise to 10,000 books in 2013. However, in 2014, their number fell back to 8,000 again. Overall, there was a strong upward trend in the number of books read by men. Although women read more books than men in 2011, their reading fell to below the level of men in 2014.
A pie chart or a circle chart is a circular statistical graphic which is divided into slides to illustrate numerical proportion. In a pie chart, the arc length of each slide and consequently its central angle and area. It's proportional to the quantity it represents, while it is named for its resemblance to a pie which has been sliced. There are variations on the way it can be presented. The earliest known pie chart is generally credited to William Playfair's statistical breviary of 1801. Pie charts are very commonly used in the business world and the mass media. However, this diagram has been criticized, and many experts suggest avoiding it. Nothing that research has shown it is difficult to compare different parts of a particular pie chart, or to compare data across different pie charts. Pie chart can be replaced in many ways with other schemes such as bar chart, square schemes, point schemes.
Bar chart. A bar chart or bar graph is a chart or graph that presents categorical data with rectangular bars with height or length proportional to the values that they represent. The bars can be plotted vertically or horizontally. A vertical bar chart is sometimes called a column chart. The bar chart demonstrates the monthly expenses made by households in Britain in 1990, 2000, and 2010. Overall, the maximum expenditure is made on rent in all their years, with dramatic growth in 2 decades, followed by growth carries with minimal or no expenditure growth in 2 decades. British people spend less on utility bills and entertainment. In 1990, the British spent almost $450 on rent, increased by 200 in 2010, which was double the money spent on groceries in 2010. Household expenses on groceries were slightly above 300 in 1990 and hiked by around 10 in 2000 but remained constant after a decade. Although expenses on utility bills and entertainment were the less that people spent in the UK, the utility bills hiked from below 100 in 2000 to nearly 150 in 2010. In opposite to this, expense on entertainment were slightly above 100 in 1990 and 2000, which declined and reached 1000 in 2010. The household expenses on transport were two-fold less than that of expenses on accommodation in 1990, around 180, which proliferated by nearly 40 after 2 decades.
Table. Table is an arrangement of data in rows and columns of paragraph in a more complex structure. Tables are widely used in communication, research, and data analysis. Tables are often found in print writing, computer software, oral architecture, graphics, and so on. The context and terminology to describe a table depend on the context of the data that will be present. Furthermore, table can contain significantly different information in type, structure, flexibility, notation, representation, and use. Types of table. Table is very often used in presenting data, and generally there are several types that are commonly used. And based on the number of table characteristics, the table is divided into one-way table, two-way table, and three-way tables. The definition of a one-way table is a table that contains information about only one characteristic. This characteristic can be in the form of frequency, amount, content, size, and so on. This one-way table is an easy and simple type of table. 2. Two-way table is a table that has context about the relationship between two characteristics. Example include table containing population data by sex and age, religion and regional origin, or the number of students by gender and major. A three-way table is a table containing the context of the relationship between their characteristics or the thing, such as population data based on sub-district, gender and age, or student data based on gender, major, and regional origin. Table function. In understanding it is explained that a table is a list containing a number of information data. For this reason, in use, this table has several functions, including making an eraser to read data because it is systematically arranged so that understanding it will be easier. Then the table also serves to make it erase and fit out the changes that have occurred in a thing, whether is it up or down. In addition, the table also has a function to provide a summary in the form of number in an organized manner. Example, the table illustrates the proportion of national expenditure in Ireland, Italy, Spain, Sweden, and Turkey on three types of consumer items in 2002. Overall, the category of consumer goods that all countries spend most on was food, drink, and tobacco, which was 10 times higher than on the other types of goods. The lowest spending could be seen in the category of leisure and education in all five countries. The outlay of Turkey was generally higher than the other four countries. In terms of food, drink, and tobacco, Turkey spent the most at 32.14%. The expenditure of Ireland was also high, 28.90%, compared to Sweden, which spent the less 77%. Spain and Italy spent 18% and 36%, respectively. On the other hand, the lowest expenditure was on leisure and education, which accounted for under 5% in all countries. Turkey spent most on this item at just 4% of their national expenditure, which is around double that of Spain, 1%. Clothing and footwear was the third category of consumer goods and outlays. For those items were between 9% in Italy and 5% in Sweden. The national spending in this area for the remaining countries averaged around 6%.
Okay, thank you for your attention.